Hello everyone. Hope you all are at home and safe. Now in our first meeting, I've told you how to go about the subject commerce. So today I'm going to discuss on the various instructions that are there for the students on how to write the answers. As I told you before, the question paper is of 80 marks divided into two sections. Section A 20 marks where 10 short answers are there, each of 2 marks, and section B, which is again a choice question of 60 marks. 5 sets of questions to be answered out of 8 each of 12 marks, and the division of 12 is 3 plus 4 plus 5. Now this you are aware because we have discussed this in detail in my first video. Now let us talk about how to write answers, and these are very important points for everybody to understand. These points are to be followed while you are answering the questions in your exams. So in section A, let's talk about section A. So answers to be written briefly with exact keywords and proper explanation. One word answers are not acceptable. So you need to define a line or two about whatever you are writing. That is in brief. Keywords to be underlined and point names to be highlighted. Now these point names are there in the book, and you cannot alter or change the point names given in the book. But yes, please remember, when you are explaining the point, you can write in your own language, okay, provided you write the correct explanation. Now next thing you have to remember is, for 2 marks question, 2 points to be explained properly. The point names given in the book, again as I told you, should not be altered, and self-explanation can be done. So please keep this in mind. Now in writing differences, where you are asked to write differences between two things or two concepts, here the rule is you have to write in 3 columns. You cannot write differences in paragraphs. It's not allowed or it's not advisable to write differences in paragraphs, and this is the council norm. So whenever you are writing differences, it has to be written in 3 columns. Now why the third column? The first column consists of the basis of distinction, means based on what you are differentiating the things. So we call it in short BOD, basis of distinction. So basis of distinction is compulsory and points to be written in complete sentences. For example, if a point says that a certain thing is having a narrow scope and the other thing is having wide scope, so there you cannot just write the words narrow and wide. You have to write in complete sentences. Complete sentences here, I mean a complete sentence in English, okay, like the scope of business is very wide, okay, and the other hand, whatever you have to write the scope of that particular thing is very narrow. So this is what I mean by saying you have to write in complete sentences. Now in section A, questions can be written in the form of definitions, okay, features can be asked, merits, demerits can be asked, differences, and the last question of section A is a case study given, a very short one, and based on that, 1 question or 2 questions can be asked. So this is how the section A is written. Alright, and it can be called that it's a mixed bag of different type of questions. Okay, as I told you, it may contain definitions, features, merits, demerits, etc. Now, another important thing when you answer the question paper is order of questions should not be altered. Like if it is given in the order of A to J, like or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you cannot write question number 5 before and then come to question number 1. So please keep this in mind that section A, whatever is the question number, like if it is given 1A, you have to write down 1A. You cannot write 1 in number and then 1 in the other Roman number. So you cannot change the question number given in the question paper. You have to copy the same question numbers. Very important. Now answers to be written to the point with properly underlined point names and explanation of the points and finishing lines. Okay, never forget to draw a finishing line. Now number of points in an answer to be written as per the marks of the question. If it is a 2-mark question, so you will be explaining 2 points. And if it is a 3-mark question, 3 points to be explained. If it is a question of 4 marks, 4 points to be explained. And if it is a question of 5 marks, 5 points to be explained. So this is how questions to be answered in a commerce question paper. Now, in section B, you have the last question in the form of short notes. Okay, you will be asked to write 3 short notes, each containing 4 marks. Okay. Now, when you are answering this, you should be confident in writing 4 things about that particular topic. For example, you have to define that topic given. You have to write about a feature or 2 about that particular thing. And then also you have to write a merit and a demerit. Okay. Then only you can think of scoring 4 marks in that particular question. So like this, you will be answering 3 points over there, 3 topics over there, each containing 4 marks, and 4 into 3, 12 marks question. Another important thing, section B can be answered before section A, but you cannot mix them. Okay, you can start writing section B, like you answered all the questions of section B, and at the end you can write section A. That is permittable, that is allowed. But you cannot write 2 questions from section B, then suddenly 1 question from section A, and then again you continue section B, and that is not allowed. Alright, and extra questions from section B can be attempted. Okay, so this is how the question paper needs to be taken care of. All these points are very, very important, and if students are not following these points, marks are definitely deducted. Alright, so please keep all these points in your mind. Okay, write them down somewhere and then follow them while you are answering the test. Thank you. Take care.